about men's mental health. I want to go a little bit deeper in this because usually ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ mostly ਸਾਨੂੰ women ਦੀਆਂ problems ਅੱਗੇ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ, like what women go
Mhm.
through, but what do men go through that they have to reach out to, like sing movement.
Mhm.
Yeah, we talked about ki pressure zyada hunda hai. They've seen environments, abusive environments in their family, but what else men go through that we as women we don't see?
Okay. So I would say for men, it's really hard to talk about emotions in our community, right? Like I've mentioned before, like for them to talk, even cry, is like they get kind of made fun of in our community. At least I've noticed that a little bit. It is changing. There are topics that are coming up now, but also realize suicide rates are higher for men than women. So men commit more suicide, yeah, at a younger age or something as well, uh, because they go through a lot where they're keeping it all bottled in and not like they're the provider in our community, right? So they're the ones that have to take care of everything. They're the protector in our community because that's just how they're known. Like that's just the label they have been given. So for them to talk about their emotions is not common. So when we get cases from the for the core movement, we get sexual abuse cases. So usually a man doing it to another man, a younger child. That has happened to kids that are boys that have gone through sexual abuse as children. And them talking about it is 20 times harder, I feel like, for them. And if you even noticed on my page, like I write the same movement when a victim is a male and sharing their story. But like notice that so many women come forward. Yes, women go through it more obviously when it comes to sexual abuse, domestic abuse, because they're more prone to that. But when it comes to men, they are like, hey, the first thing they'll probably usually say to me is, don't ever tell this to anybody. I'm a banda. Like,
Hmm.
like I can't have my wife finding out. I can't have anybody finding out. But my issue I'm having right now is that I'm drinking too much because of this issue. So the wife and the kids might not even know that the alcohol abuse is actually because of abuse that they have gone through as a child. So yeah, there's cases like that that we receive. So sometimes understanding why the person is drinking alcohol or getting into drugs as a male is more should be more of in focus than saying oh ta pinda ya bande hunde idda ya ja jatt hunde idda ya every song about like just talk. Men drinking is just a common thing. It's like, no, if they're drinking by themselves just to even go to sleep, take that as a red flag. There's something going on. Have conversations. Like, males have more, like, they have to provide financially. At least in our community with older generations, that is a thing. So the stress levels they have, their coping mechanisms is, in our community at least, is liquor is what I'm seeing with the cases we deal with. So understanding and becoming more like, hey, like the wife and like the kids should be having conversations with the dad
Right.
too, and being, or like the brother too, and being like, hey, like this is what's going on in your mind, like what's like talk. And it's a big long journey to go through because we're just starting these conversations, but eventually I feel like it will make a difference. Men often don't share their emotions, which is
It is.
understandable. Like, I get it. But making sure that they do have a space available is also necessary because you will be surprised about how many men reach out to us.
Hmm.
Like, I get women, yes, there's a higher, probably like a 70% women, but I would say 30% men reach out to us too
Wow.
for support, like counseling and mental health support. And yes, we just help privately. Like we don't show it on the platform. But I'm glad that they're reaching out because this is a start. Like the cycle will end for the next generation.
What are the safe environments that we can have so that like we don't see another abuse, or ताकि कट भी हो जाए?
Got to be ho jaye is by talking about it. Honestly, having conversations openly about it, shaming the perpetrator all the time and never questioning a victim. Like, questioning is for authorities and police and, like, all of that. You as a friend, as a person that's supporting, should not be questioning anything, right? When it comes to abuse, or, like, when you see people bullying another person, for example, you can see it but you're silent about it. The silence is the worst. So talk, say your mind, speak your mind, be clear about it. Where's the compassion in our community? Let's wake that up a little bit. Where is the understanding in our community? We need to wake that up a little bit. Like, where we actually go back to how it was and we used to help everyone. But let's start helping our community first. And if we see someone struggling, actually stand up for them. And when you make that example, then others will follow. I'm trying to make that example. I started this movement with scratch and nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? On my own, I got this far because every day I am going to help at least 5 people. That is my goal. 5 people I talk to and I need to make a change in. So if others start doing that, it's a seva. This is a seva, and this is a true, real seva. Seva is just not going to a gurdwara and bartaying langar or helping at a gurdwara. That is good seva as well, of course. But there's other things you can do, and as a human, and you will feel good about it yourself. You teach yourself, and you're helping others around you because you're fortunate enough to be well, happy, and good in life. So why not help others feel like that too? You're privileged to have that. I'm privileged now, I feel like, to have this. So it should be my, like, obligation to
Mm-hmm.
help. And if someone is coming and help, like, just supporting, volunteering for organizations like mine, going to other places and helping out, working with seniors, for example, they're vulnerable, talking to them. It's just that stop isolating and being in your own little bubble, in your own little world, and wake up to the people around you that are also suffering and connect with them. And honestly, like, I feel like the human connection has kind of just went like this right now. We're like all over the place, and I want it to go like this again. So we as a community are good and strong for the future generation, especially our kids and stuff, right? So talking about it is the most thing I can say. ਚੁਗਲੀਆਂ ਚੁਗਲੀਆਂ ਘੱਟ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਬਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, and more, like, good conversations where, like, hey, let's make a difference, because as Punjabis, we have that.
We like to gossip.
Yeah, we love to gossip.
I went.
Hey, I like to gossip too. I think everyone does, but limit hundi a cheeਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ. Like, there's other things that you can use in your life and do in your life that will give more benefit than just,
Benefit to others.
yeah, others. And think about others. You can't only be thinking about yourself. Yes, yeah, we can be selfish, but we have to be selfless too.